That was Nike's CFO on the conference call last night talking about demand headwinds for the company. I spoke to him also, Mike, and we talked about the fact that there are some signs of progress under brand new CEO Elliott Hill's so-called win now strategy, the strategic priority, which he says is proof that what they're doing is working. It's just going to take time. And the question is time, right? And how long is Wall Street going to give? Because on the call, I think what turned the stock is that they said double-digit declines for sales in the fourth quarter, which is worse than what they're seeing. So it's going to get worse before it gets better. Kind of thing.
So everyone kind of eager to play the turn, but it's coming from lower levels of top line. And so I think that's the adjustment the market is trying to figure out.
And questions about when. So here to discuss is Piper Sandler analyst Andrea. She has a $90 price target buy rating on the stock. Anna, do you have faith after last night's call and results, even with the stock selling off today?
Good morning, and thanks for having me. Great to be here. So it's difficult to, get really excited about owning anything in consumer right now in this tape and with the tariff exposure. We completely get that. But we're actually walking away, pretty constructive on everything that Nike is doing right now. There are definitely some green shoots with innovation. This is the most bullish they've sounded about innovation on a number of things, really in a few quarters. And we think Elliott Hill is doing the right things for the business. They're rationalizing the franchises. They've talked about that, and basically choosing the near-term pain for some longer-term gain, which we think is right.
How long, though, is the question?
Great question. And as you said, time is of essence right now. Speaking to management last night, they actually were saying on the call and offline that their view on the fourth quarter has not changed versus 90 days ago. They said 4Q top line will be worse. They're stepping up this rationalization. So that's part of that. So that's exactly what they guided to. But we still think, as we go through fiscal 26, numbers have now been reset. Sell side has come down, quite a bit for next year. We think you will get some recovery in the business in the back half, and it's going to be a gross margin first type of recovery and sales later. But you're definitely seeing green shoots with the full order book. They talked about that, and we think it's going to get better as we get through holiday.
Okay, what is he doing? What is he doing to turn around the innovation, culture, sales? These were all problems, right, under the last CEO, and that's people have come to realize that, both investors and the company, and I think Elliott Hill too. But what is he doing to turn it around that gives you confidence?
I think, starting with the culture, and you said this, he's a long-term Nike veteran. From what we've heard about the culture, folks at the campus are most energized that they have been in a while. So I think with the culture, he's making the right steps. In terms of, the pivot back into wholesale, ever since he joined in October, he's been working on their relationships in the wholesale with the partners, really in the U.S. and globally, and that's starting, to show now. I think also importantly, they've been able to accelerate their rollout of some of the newness. Pegasus Premium is a pretty well priced, $210 premium price point type of a shoe that they've been able to bring to the market a year sooner than initially planned. We think that's pretty impressive. This is an industry with long lead times, and again, infusing more and more innovation. They talked about the Air Max DN8 that's resonating now. There are interesting things in apparel, 24/7 line. They talked about their scaling production for that. I think also in apparel, worth mentioning, you're going to get the Skims partnership coming out that we think is going to be really interesting, and just working through the rationalization of those classics, I think is really important. And by the end of fiscal 26, I think a lot of that inventory is going to be out of the market.
All right, Anna, thank you very much for joining us with the bull case on Nike. Anna, Andrea.